Hello, Bible thumpers and dirty sinners and everyone in between. I'm so happy you're here. Thank you for liking and subscribing to my channel. My purpose is to show you that a relationship with God is fun and simple. Even a 5-year-old can do it. Today's message is all about freeing ourselves from the mental prison of caring about what other people think about us. This is vital for our success. Because every step along the way, there's going to be someone who doesn't like you or doesn't like your message, doesn't agree with what you can have and what you can't have, all this stuff. And if you don't have thick skin, you are going to crumble under pressure and you're just going to stumble and fall, which is exactly what the other people want you to do. All right. So in order to combat that, you need to fill yourself up every day. You need to tell yourself how wonderful you are, how valuable you are, how worthy you are. And newsflash, your worth and value does not come from the external things in life, like the car you drive, the dog you own, the money in your account. None of that, because all that could be stripped away. And it is just, it could be bought again and things like that. But you, my friend, can never be replaced. There will never be another you, ever. Your ability to have peace of mind, your ability to bounce back when all hell is broken loose. If you've been able to overcome things like abuse, domestic violence, neglect, daddy issues, mama issues, you name it. If you've been able to do that, overcome that, and then overcome that back to back to back to back, baby, you got resilience. People pray for that. They need that. Okay? That's something very valuable that you have developed over time. And let's not even start with your faith, honey. You got it going on with that. All right? So, with that being said, caring about what other people think is not going to serve you in your next chapter in life. You need to, especially when fear comes knocking, because right before you start stepping into what you're meant to do, fear's going to come knocking. And it's going to remind you of all of the horrible things that you've experienced in your past and whisper little lies in your ear. And as long as at that point in time you have freed yourself from that mental prison, that fear is going to be this like these little whispers and you not even care. It's like, you're the fool. You're the fool of fear. You mean nothing to me because I've overcame all this trauma. Oh, you telling me little lies about my past or whatever is not going to knock me off my solid rock. Okay? So the way I honestly freed myself from the mental prison of caring about what other people thought about me is to really gain my self-respect. I'm like, I would look around in my community, like my former friends and family, or just people in the community. You know, they may experience something really traumatic in their life, you know, like losing a family member or getting really sick or a heartbreak and things like that. And then all of a sudden they went from this totally healthy person, happy, healthy person to now being on the streets. Why? Because they didn't have resilience, or the pain was just so much they couldn't come to grips with it. Okay? What they needed was resilience. What they needed was a hug and to be told that everything was going to be okay, but they didn't get that, so they just didn't have the strength, and they just crumbled. But even though they crumbled, they're still, in the name of Jesus, those people are going to be restored in the name of Jesus, of course. As long as they call on God, God will, turn around their situation. However, the point I'm trying to get to you is that there's certain aspects that you have, certain intangible things that you have that is so valuable that makes you so priceless, and it's so imperative for you to remember those things when people are saying these horrible things about you, or making false allegations against you or anything like that, or trying to slander your name. You really need to remember how wonderful you are, and to not care about what they say or do to you, because if they have a moment in their day to say something negative about you or focus on what you're doing, they don't have a life. So if anything, if you're caring about what other people think about you, you remind yourself there's no point in caring because they don't have a life. They want what you have, and that's this hardcore facts. And they don't have the tools in their mind to acquire what you have. So free yourself from this. After this video, when you click off this video, go ahead and make the conscious choice to free yourself from the mental prison of caring about what other people think about you. Because honestly, what other people think about you doesn't matter at the end of the day. We came into this world alone. And alone, excuse me, not alone, but God brought us into this world. You and God are a majority. And then when you leave this world, it's going to be you and God. You and God are majority. And everyone in between that we meet, you know, bless them all. We're grateful for their time. We're grateful for the connection and things like that. But at the end of the day, the only opinion of you that matters is your own and what God says about you. That is 100% truth. So free yourself from the mental prison. Because that's it. It's just a mental prison. It's not even real. Okay? So, with that being said, repeat after me. The Lord is my shepherd. I lack nothing. Bye for now.